Mindset. How important is mindset? And hi, my name is Patricia Shore, and yes, I do have the dryer going in the background tonight. How important is mindset? I'm learning this light and stuff. I think it's very important. And I will tell you something. This is going to begin with an apology from me because I looked at my lives and it's been 12 days since I did a live. And I did go across the country in that time, came back by plane. Um, and I know that was a lot, and there's a lot going on. I'm currently enrolled in a music program, and there's a lot going on with that. But I have had time where I can do this, and I haven't done it. And I I apologize for that because I want to show up for you and help you with digital marketing. And I can only do that when I post consistently. Um, and I haven't been doing that, and I haven't been doing the live consistently. So that's why I really wanted to do that tonight. And also, I'll tell you, I have this thing where, well, I mean, this is all of us, right? We all need to figure out what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. And when you have your own business, hello, Ethan. Thank you for people who are watching on TikTok. When you have your own business, um, and I have multiple income streams. So, like tonight, I could be doing delivery, but I want to be doing this. And I also have some other things to do with music that I want to be working on. So, so I haven't done as much delivery. And, am I comfortable with that? How do you divide your time? This is a difficult question sometimes. And if you have any kind of ADHD issues, or if you just can't score below a 32 on the Asperger's test, um, sometimes it's really hard to to make those decisions. And that's why I think mindset is very important, because I've gotten myself into kind of a role here where um, ROLL, where I'm just kind of tumbling and maybe on the hidden hamster wheel. And I'm not really serving you, which is why I am here. And I prayed about this business. I prayed about this. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. Also, you can follow me on TikTok or YouTube. I'm doing both lives right now at one time. So, which is something I've learned in the Legacy Builders program. And I'm really enjoying learning to be more efficient. But I am sorry that I'm not here. Last week I was in the Southeast, and I really could have done a live there, but I didn't. But so what that has done is, and then I lose momentum, and momentum is very important. I'm learning in a business. So I lose momentum, and then I get all discouraged, and I think, hey, I can't do this. And that's what I've been doing. And also, I found a video. I'm trying to be honest about this Legacy Builders program. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. But I'm also, I have not made a dime with it yet. And I want to be honest about that. Um, and I've really tried uh, a lot harder than I have normally since January 15th. And I became a certified reseller of Legacy Builders 2.0. And there is mindset training in there, and there was a free mindset training from someone who's in the community a couple of weeks ago, and I have classes during the day, so I didn't get to listen to that, and I um, I don't get to do as much training when I'm doing music classes, so I have to take that into account. And not let it stop my progress. And the reason I want to talk about mindset now is because I have allowed it to stop my progress. And I saw a video last night of someone talking about, in a very, some people cuss when they're on TikTok. I don't. I want your kids to be able to hear me talk about the stuff. But some people do. And this woman was cussing, and she was, I was listening to her, and she was talking about, courses, when you sell a course and all of this stuff. And, not making any money is the norm, is what she said. And I didn't agree with the way she said it, but I do agree that I think there are over 50,000 people in the Legacy Builders program in the community, and the community is awesome. But not all of those people are making an income. And some of those people have probably quit. And, some people maybe gave up. And I want to do that too. But it's all about mindset. And in fact, mindset is so important that I think mindset, it creates our world, our mindset. And for many years, for many decades, I had a very bad mindset. I felt like everyone was out to get me. I felt like everyone hated me. And I felt like I couldn't really do anything. And I would get to a certain level, like I would have this dream, like I dreamed I wanted to be a radio DJ, and I would get to a certain level and I would quit. And that's what happened with being a radio DJ, actually. I got to a certain level and I quit. And I didn't have to quit, but I did. And so I've done a lot of quitting in my life. And one thing I love about the Legacy Builders program is that I got in there, and I was listening to a webinar by Michelle O'Neill, and she is our founder and CEO, and she does a lot of webinars. I mean, when I say this is a course, it's actually more than a course, because there are lots of live webinars that go along with it. But anyway, she said, in one of her webinars, she said, you, talking to me, talking to us, you know how to start things, but I'm going to teach you how to finish. And that's a paraphrase, but it's a very close paraphrase. And, you're going to finish this time. And I thought, no one had ever said that to me. I've been in a lot of situations. I don't recall anyone ever saying that. I have 2 bachelor's degrees. I have a master's degree, and now I'm working on an AA degree in music. And I don't think anybody's ever said that to me. It touched my heart when she said, you know how to begin things. Now you're going to know how to finish them. And I really felt like I felt very seen with that. And part of the mindset is that we really need to feel seen. A lot of times we do need to feel seen. And when we do feel seen, and one thing I'm learning in marketing is about marketing is that people want to feel seen. People want to know and like and trust, and they want to feel seen. And when I felt seen with that, like she knew that I'm great at starting things and I suck at finishing things, but that's going to change. That's what I felt like. And it did something to my mind and my mindset. And it's something that needed to be done. It gave me hope. And I've been really inconsistent about this program, but excuse me. But I've been really inconsistent about it. But an interesting thing that I'm learning about myself, and this is why I love this program so much, because I'm learning all this stuff. Just like I love the music program that I'm doing. I wish it had the business model so that I could sell the music program to you at 100% profit, but it does not have that. The music program is actually at a college, so it in a government college, so it has its own thing. It's not going to look for a new business model, but in the Legacy Builders program, I can sell you that and get 100% profit, and then you can resell it and get 100% profit. Resell this program to someone you love and someone you care for, and you want them to understand how to build a brand, how to use storytelling in marketing, because storytelling is what sells. If you look at commercials on television that you maybe grew up with or whatever, it's the storytelling that really counts. And really everything we do in life. We're living in the now, but our whole life is a story. And that has to do with our mindset. It really does. And for so long, my mindset was horrible. And I was in graduate school as a master's, well, getting a master's degree in English. And I wanted to be a writer. You know why I wanted to be a writer? Because I wanted to have my picture on a book. And it seemed like an easy life. And it's not an easy life. And so I quit that too. And there's a lot of backstory to go with that I won't get into right now. But I quit that too. And I am making a commitment right now to publish this book of poems that I left 30 years ago. 30 years ago this spring, really. And it's called Outside the Garden, Poems for Sinners, and I want to publish it. And I've been afraid to do that. But I'm saying that because I want to make a commitment, because you're important to me. You might want to buy my book of poetry, and that would be awesome. But I'm committing to doing that, and that's something I gave up many years ago. And this music thing is also something I gave up when I was 11. And I think at that time I was really experiencing a lot of emotional trauma from some different areas, and I am adopted, so there was that. And I think it's really hard when you're adopted, or for me anyway, and you don't know your identity. I did not know what my natural parents look like or anything like that. And I think it's real important. I think when you start to go through adolescence and you start to really wonder, who do I look like? Whom do I look like? I did used to be an English teacher. And, what do these people look like? What do my natural parents look like? And I was able to them much later. But when I was 11 or 12, I think I really needed to know that, and I didn't have it. And that was one thing. And I think I did a lot of acting out, and there was a lot of stuff going on that maybe I'll get more into detail later. But I quit music, and I actually switched teachers, and then I just ended up quitting because I think I thought that the second teacher would be would be okay with my quitting. And the first teacher was really good. They were both really good, but I quit. I did quit. And then my cousin was killed, and then I quit cheerleading, which gave me like a purpose for being. So I've done a lot of quitting like that. I have gone back and taken dance and stuff. It's just stuff I really liked about cheerleading. I liked dancing and doing the cheers. It's a lot of fun. And I've been able to go back and dance, and I'm thankful for that. And I've been able to, and now I'm able to go back and work on music, which I love. But I was too afraid to do that when I was 10 or 11, or 12, 13. I just quit. So sometimes God gives us a second chance, and I'm thankful that He has given me a second chance. But I didn't realize how many miracles were occurring in my life every day, and you have a lot of them too. And I think when you don't see those, it becomes really easy to get down on yourself. And then it becomes easy to give up and easy to quit. And that's what we can do with our mindset. We can go towards quitting, or if we think it's what God wants us to do, we can go towards persevering. So, what kind of mindset do you have? And what can you do to improve it? Now, I hope to get a book called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Management, or that's a paraphrase of that title. But, and I'm also not remembering the guy's name who wrote it, but I hope to do some lives on that in the next few uh, weeks, and to talk a little about that, about being a leader. It's about being a leader. And so I want to talk about that with you. And I hope you can learn some stuff. That's why I'm here. I think all of us want to make an income online, because if we're going to be online, we might as well be making an income while we're doing it. And I love passive income. That's why I did the Legacy Builders program and started that. And thank you for all the hearts and the likes. I really appreciate that. Please follow me. I thank you. It looks like that was Starman. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, how is your mindset? And what do you want to do? And are you doing what God wants you to do? And, I used to think that, I'm going to leave with this, and I'm also going to read a Charles Bukowski poem. But I think I used to just give up with stuff a lot. Now, I've told you about some things that I gave up on. And I didn't realize all the miracles that were happening in my life. And I think it's a great idea to do 3 things that you're thankful for every night before you go to bed, and every morning when you wake up, even before your feet hit the floor. Someone told me once. So maybe that'll help. Also, please follow me on YouTube or TikTok, and let's just see what happens. I'm sorry I haven't been consistent. I'm working on being more consistent, and I'm also working on my mindset. And this is a part of that. And it's also part of my 2-hour workday. So win-win. I want to help people who want to learn online marketing to learn online marketing. That's what I want to do. And I want to help, especially homeschooling moms, because I was a homeschooling mom for over 20 years. And thank you for all the people who are joining, by the way, and for people who are liking. I appreciate that. I was a homeschooling mom for over 20 years, and I wish I had the 6-figure blueprint that I can give you free access to. I wish I had the Legacy Builders program and the support of all that. I have a lot less anger. I'm able to focus a lot better. And I'm really shocked at all the stuff I've been able to do. But, I've got to go because I think my son is here. So here we go. Crickets. Sound of doom like an approaching cyclone. The woman across the way keeps scolding and screaming. She's screaming at her child. Now she's clearing her throat. I lean forward to get a book of matches to light my cigarette. Then she screams again. She's beating her child. The child screams. Then it's quiet. All I can hear are the crickets droning. Planet Earth, where Christ came and never experienced sex with a woman or a man. Charles Bukowski. That's called Crickets. It is from What Matters Most is How Well You Walk Through the Fire. Thank you for watching. I hope you've gotten something out of this. I hope you will at least begin thinking about your mindset, where you want to go. And if your mind is set in the direction of where you want to go, or if it's in another direction, ask God to help you get it back in the right direction. So thank you so much for liking my live. I really appreciate that. Please put comments, and subscribe if you're on YouTube or TikTok, or follow me on TikTok and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, And I hope you have an awesome weekend.